Hi friends, welcome back to Smart Chess. I hope you're all good. Today I'm going to teach you how to do the pin. Okay, let's get going. The pin is where you have a piece, and if you move that piece, you will lose material or your king will move into check. So in this position, black is definitely winning, but white can play bishop g2 and save the game. This wins for white because black's rook can't move, or it will be check. Like that, the rook is pinned to the king. If the king moves out, black's rook will be gone. And whatever black does in this position, he will lose his rook. And he can easily win the game, because after king moves and we take the rook, then our king can go after these pawns. And if your opponent's king tries to stop you, your bishop will block him. I'll just show you. So he can't move anywhere in this diagonal because the squares are all controlled by the bishop. So he'll be continuously blocked. And he's trying to protect this pawn because it protects all the other pawns. But it takes him 2 moves to protect it. And after now, white is definitely winning even more because he is just grabbing all of black's pawns. And then he can get a queen. There are 2 different types of pins. I will show you both. The first one, like I told you, is a pin with the king. Now I will show you the other type of pin. Let me show you another example of a pin. In this position, white can play bishop to b4, pinning the rook to the queen. If black moves his rook, he will lose the queen, because after rook d7, then black will lose his queen. And now he's 9 points down. Whereas if he just plays a6, then he will lose his rook for a bishop. And white is already 2 points up. And black doesn't really have any way to avoid this. Like if he tries to block the pin by playing bishop to c5, then he's just losing the bishop for free because it is not defended. So that doesn't work. And black can't stop himself from losing 2 points. So the best move I would suggest is to play f6, attacking the knight. Then after the knight moves back, we can just move our queen, trying to avoid the pin. Then obviously, white would take our rook, and we would only be 2 points down. I would say f3 is the best move, because now the rook can't defend f7 anymore. Because after the rook moves, the queen will go, like I told you. So if black just plays a6 again, white can play rook takes f7. If black takes the rook with his other rook, then white will take black's queen and be 5 points up. After black recaptures, he's still 2 points up. Whereas if he recaptures with his queen and the knight takes, after the rook takes, he will still be 2 points down. And I would rather have lost my rook for this bishop than blunder your queen for a knight and a rook. Okay, now I will just give you some fun puzzles on pins. Puzzle 1. Can you find the best move for white in this position? And white is actually 4 points down, so he is losing. Okay, the best move is bishop to d4, pinning the queen to the king. And now black has no way to save his queen. If he tries to take the bishop, after white recaptures, it's checkmate. Because all of these squares are protected by white's pieces. Okay. If he plays rook to d8, white will play bishop takes queen, and because it's a check, the king has to capture. And after that, black will lose his rook, as well as his queen. And now white is 7 points up. So that's bad. If black plays king g7, then black will lose his queen for free. Okay, I will give you 2 more puzzles. Puzzle 2. In this position, can you stop black from playing knight f2 checkmate on the next move? The answer is, I'm going to show you, bishop to c2, pinning the knight against the king. As soon as the king moves away, white will just capture black's knight. Now it's not threatening to play checkmate anymore. You might have been thinking, why can't h3 stop checkmate? Because the bishop is still controlling that square. So black can still play knight f2 checkmate. You might have also been wondering why white can't play g3. That is because after black plays knight f2 check, the bishop is checking the king as well as the knight. So it's a double check. And white can't avoid both checks at once. So bishop c2 is the only way to save the game. Puzzle 3. In this position, can you find a few moves that will make white win? And as you can see, the queens pin the rook to the king. Okay. The answer is, I will show you. The first move is queen to a3 check. The king has 3 choices. He can move to b8, b7, or b6. Whatever he does, he loses. I will show you how. If he moves to b6, b7, or b8, then we can play queen b2 check. And now the rook's not pinned anymore because the queen's got in the way. So after the king moves to a7, a6, or a5, white can play rook a3 and checkmate black. It's checkmate because white's queen controls the b file, whereas white's rook controls the a file. So black's king is trapped. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.